Nofap is cringe. And I mean it wholeheartedly. Like the whole idea of men thinking about not touching their dicks for a whole period of time and boasting to other men telling that I'm on nofap for 75 days, I didn't touch my dicks for a month. So gay. And what makes matter worse is that it didn't solve your problem at all. It didn't solve the problems of you having porn damaged brain and porn addiction. So like the previous video, like I mentioned, there's a book that I'm currently reading right now. It's a fantastic book that I'm currently reading. It's the book Influencer by Pattinson and Greene. So in this book, the author mentioned that in order to influence people, in order to change their behavior, change their mind, you have to first find the few habits or few behavior that causes them to have those kind of action in the beginning. So if you want to solve the problems, you have to first find the roots. What habits, what behavior that causes the problem to exist in the first place. Right, so no bullshit around. Before you pause this video, think about some few vital habits, like those few couple key behavior, like first thing pop into your mind that causes you to relapse. So this thinking allows you to go inside the more logical side of your brains. There's two parts of our brains. There's the logical part, the left side, and then the right side is more emotion part. And this is why when you're feeling horny, you straight associate it with fapping. You feel horny, you fap. That's your emotion that controls your action. But instead, we want to shift you to the more logical side. When you're feeling horny, instead of jacking off, think to yourself, what are you going to do? What are you going to do about it? Are you going to transmute your horny into energy, masculine energy, to work hard, to do some goals, to make some progress, and to attract the other opposite sex? And by thinking like this, it's way easier for you to eliminate the things that you don't want to do, instead of you trying to adapt a whole new good habits. It's way easier for you to do that. Like nowadays, we are having a lot of bad habits. That's why we are trying to cut it off. And when you cut it off, you're back to the default mode 0, and then you're slowly building up to the building blocks. Because now you're in the negative zone. So our base level is as us as a baby, but when you are doing bad habits, the more you accumulate in the bottom, you're going down the negative part. And then we have to eliminate it first before you're adding up bricks on top of it to increase your overall life progress. That's why nofap is so cringe. The whole purpose of nofap is for you to quit porn addiction, to quit fapping, right? But just imagine this. If a person who start to quit smoking keep on thinking about, I don't want to smoke, I don't want to smoke, I don't want to smoke. So it means they keep on thinking about smoking. At some point of time, his mental strength, his mental capacity is going to get drained. And it's going to go back to him smoking again. Same thing with nofap. The more you resist it, the more it takes for your mental capacity, your mental strength to resist those kind of addiction. And once you go to 0, once you don't replenish it, you're going to go back to fapping like a monkey again for a few times a day. So instead, cut off all the bad habits that you have think of right now. What's the few bad habits? Right. So the most common ones maybe is when you wake up, the first thing is you touch your phone. You grab your phone and go scroll on social media, and you saw ass, tits. But actually you just want to find some funny content, shorts, and you saw ass and tits, and don't mind if I do. You start humping on the bed. Or even like me, like if I recall back those times where I really care about nofap, like this time I keep on telling myself, I'm not gonna fap, I'm not gonna fap, and then I go inside the toilet and fap. It's very dangerous for me to take my phone into the toilet because I know that shit is going to go down. So you have to find some key behavior that causes you to fap. It's okay to feel horny, but what causes you to fap is the problem that you need to find right now. And once you find this problem, it's very easy to solve. You're just going to cut them. So for example, if you're the one person who touch your phone first thing in the morning, so how do you cut it? Don't touch your phone early in the morning. Instead, wake up and start doing the work that you're supposed to do. So for me, if I go in the toilet, I'm not going to use it in the toilet. That's simple. So instead of thinking about nofap, all those kind of bullshit, just cut off all the bad habits you have. And especially the usage of social media. And I specifically target Instagram. Like nowadays, if you go inside the Instagram reels, all is it is semi-porn website. Every single one. Like when you saw a girl, she's promiscuous. She maybe like show her cleavage a little bit and dancing around, and you're feeling horny again. And not only one, like a million of girls in Instagram reel doing like this. And every single time you try to stop it, the more time you stop it, the more tired you feel. And one time you're gonna give up. You're gonna wave the white flag, and obviously your porn addiction happens again. So stop nofap. If you're listening right now, stop nofap. Instead, cut out all the bad habits you had previously, and then you start build up. And most important, don't think about fapping at all. When you're feeling horny, you shouldn't associate horniness with fapping. And stop listening to this quote of like, if you don't use it, you lose it. It's like telling us, man, that it's normal for us to fap, it's good for us to fap. But what's ruined us by fapping is that we lose our confidence, we waste our time. You don't feeling productive. Every day you're going to wandering like a docile cow. So do the hard work, especially if you don't feel like it. Mwah!